Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today guys, we're continuing with this Ford Fiesta. We've got engine problems with the diesel leak-off pipe, and I'll show you all that in a minute. I've swapped all those over. We had a problem with the glow plugs, so I've changed all four, brand new, done that in the last video. And as you can see, just there, you see it? That is the gearbox. So, let's get into it, guys. I'll explain what's gone on. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let's get into exactly what's happened. I'll give you an update, because as you can see, there's a gearbox on the floor. Yeah, basically, I come in here Saturday morning, just sort of cutting up some wood, doing bits and pieces, tidying up, started looking at the car, and then before you know it, I'm undoing bolts, and, you know, didn't take long at all, literally an hour and a half, and that gearbox was out on the floor. So, and a good job, I've got to be honest, good job I did take it out, because I'll show you the actual clutch. It is down to the rivets, which is not good. So no wonder the clutch was high on the pedal. I was getting a couple of messages, people telling me, well, these Fiestas, the pedal is high on these Fiestas, so probably would have been all right, but no. If I sold this car, guaranteed within a month that'd be back in the workshop needing a clutch. So me doing it now just prevents that issue going forwards. And it's another reason why my cars don't come back with issues and problems. I don't need to get an extra, like a warranty, like, do you know those warranty wise things you hear about people putting on? I don't need to do none of that. Because for one, if there's any problems, I always tell people, any issues whatsoever, bring it back, I'll sort it out within the 3 months. Because when you sell a car, you have to give them 3 months, no matter what. So yeah, but you know, it just shows you, and it didn't take long, didn't take long at all. Just before I knew it, the gearbox was coming out, like, and I thought, oh, all right, well, here we go. I suppose we're doing it then. So yeah, I'm so glad. Like at this point, you know what I mean? Before you take it out, you think, oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But when actually you take it out and see that, you think, yep, I definitely did the right thing. So that is on order, that 3-part clutch. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take everything, flip it over. You can get this just a 2-part, but I thought, you know what? Whilst we've got it out, let's just change that bearing as well. It seems okay. There's no wobble at all on the shaft as well, so that's good. I gave it a clean up as well, best I can. These bell housing gearboxes are just terrible for dirt and stuff like that. So, yeah, but we've got to wait for the clutch to turn up now. That's on its way. Don't know when that's going to be here, so it could be this afternoon. So really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue and carry on with the actual top part, the engine, get that sorted out. We've already done the glow plugs. They're all tightened up and in place. Now we've got to do is build up and rebuild the actual top of the engine. I'll show you what I've got over here. I did get the another new diesel leak-off pipe here, which is, this is the old one. So yeah, I swapped it over with the injectors. Cleaned up the injectors at the tips as well to make sure they're all clean. I haven't got new washers. It's only a recommendation. So I did show the mechanic at the end, and he does this all day long. So I've got to be honest, I'll take his word over most other mechanics. I've got to be honest. And he said they're absolutely fine to reuse. Just all I did was get a 1500 grit sandpaper and then just rub the actual sandpaper itself and just clean up the edges a little bit. But yeah, they're good to go. These are not stretch bolts. I know a lot of people were saying they're stretch bolts. They're not. Well, not a lot of people. A couple of people was saying it. They're not stretch bolts. They're just straightforward replacement, reusable. So we can do that. We've still got to bore these injector holes out. I'm going to use this little tool here. It goes down the actual hole there, and then you get a ratchet on top of that, and then just sort of do it a few times, and it cleans it up, pulls it out, get a bit of an air line, just blow it out, and then it can all be sort of put back together. So I think that's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to have a bit of time. If we get all this done, it'd be great if we can get all this done, and then the clutch turns up, and then we can get on the clutch, get it all back together. I did have a look at the flywheel as well. Just got a little bit of sandpaper, and then just rubbed that flywheel back. Just sort of shined it up a little bit. It wasn't scratched or damaged. It's just I just wanted to sort of get it ready for the new clutch. But I wanted to show you that clutch because it's terrible, really, really bad. No wonder it's no wonder it's not the pedal's high. But this side ain't too bad. You've got a bit of wear. Oh, I've got a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, we're going to get a new one done. So I'll set you up for now. Let's crack on. Let's get this. God, it's freezing here today. Proper freezing in here. I've got the fire going over there. It's nice working over this little bit of area here because it's blowing that little fan is blowing the hot air towards me. So that's nice. As soon as you walk over to that side of the workshop, it gets really cold. But yeah, I'll probably have to just keep my jacket on for now, get warmed up. But once you start working, you get warmed up anyway, don't you? Anyway, let's set you up, guys, on the tripod. Let's get cracking and let's rebuild this engine and put this back together. So let's crack on. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys. So that was a bit knackering, but yeah, it's all back together now. Everything's where it should be, bolted up, done up, tight. All the plugs are back in. There's a couple of bits on top I want to leave. So this pipe towards the turbo, leave that. That'll give me better access to the bolts for the bell housing on the gearbox. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Still waiting for the clutch to turn up. Don't think that's going to turn up till this afternoon now. I spoke to him. He just said he's still waiting for it to come in on his van from another depot. So yeah, it's just one of them things. You just have to wait for it. But we can move on to something else. So basically, the silver Saphira that we did has now sold. That sold on Saturday, and she wants to pick it up tomorrow. Today's Monday, obviously, so she wants to pick it up on Tuesday. The thing that she did mention was the headlights. She said, "Oh, they look a bit fadey." I said, "All right, well, I'll sand them back and I'll polish them up for you to make them a little bit better than what they are." So, apart from that, she's absolutely happy with the car, and yeah, just didn't argue with the price. Just wanted to take it as it is. So I'm assuming that them 7-seaters, they're quite a popular car to have when it comes to kids. Because I did have a couple other people message me, actually. Did you sell it? Yeah, I've sold it. Oh, if you get another one, can you let me know? So, yeah, it does seem like it's quite a, you know, not a desirable car, but quite a handy car because they're quite big in size. Like I said, they've got 7 seats, good for the family, kids and all the rest of it. And yeah, just a nice little cheap runaround, I've got to be honest. So anyway, getting to the point. Let's get her inside, the Saphira, and then we can work on the headlights, sort that out whilst we wait for the clutch to turn up. We can jump on that whilst we wait for parts. So yeah, ideal for, you know, having a few cars about. I can jump in between and do them. And then that, really, all I've got to do is put that donor car back together with all the crap parts that come off the other car, and it can be scrapped. It's got to go. So yeah, and they've offered me £420 for that scrap donor car, which is pretty decent. I've got to be honest. I only paid £800 for the donor, so I've only. The amount of parts I took off that car to put that onto that Saphira, everything really is only cost me £400. So yeah, unbelievable. I could never buy all those parts for 400 quid. You could never do it. So guys, let's get the Saphira in. Let's start working on the headlights, making that better for her for tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. So I'll set you up when I bring the car in, and then yeah, we'll go for it. So let's do that first. Right, okay, guys. Well, they're looking much, much better. This one's a little bit hazy, I've got to be honest, compared to the other one. So I'm going to see what it's like when it comes to drying off. It's a little bit cold in here, so it's probably having a little bit of an effect when it comes to this drying. I'm going to leave it for tonight, leave it in here. And then if it looks the same as what it is there, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but it's just, you know what I mean, it's not as good as that one. So I'm probably going to leave it until tomorrow and then give it a nice going over with a polisher. But this one seems to be a lot better, a lot clearer. I think this top part is supposed to be a little bit not as clear. I think it's supposed to, because it's doing like a pattern for the beam, I believe. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it in here now. But it's looking a lot better than what it was. I just covered the whole car up with a bit of sheet. Really, it's just easier when I'm spraying the clear coat on the actual headlights. It seems to yeah, it just seems to be a lot quicker. So that's what I did. I got 2 boxes of that sheet painting sheet. So I just used it. I'm still waiting for the clutch, guys, for this Fiesta, you know. So just going to have to leave it like this for the moment. I haven't touched anything else on this. I've been working and doing this headlights on this Safira. But yeah, she wants to pick it up tomorrow. So the headlights were the only main thing that she wanted me to do, I've got to be honest. Because everything else is proper nice and tidy in here, nice and clean. So yeah, but I have had a message from someone. I sold a car to someone about 7 months ago. I sold him a black Focus, and he's just messaged me asking if I could have a look at his wife's car, because she's got a Vauxhall Mariva, and it's got an F. It's an automatic, and it's got an F symbol on the actual dash, and it's not going into gear. I had a quick look online. I think this is a common fault with his gearbox, with his Vauxhall gearboxes. It's the Easytronic controller on top of the actual gearbox that's, I think, causing the problem. And I think you have to, from what I can see online, you have to take them off, send them away, they recondition them, bring them back, and then it's just a base of just obviously bleeding the clutch itself again, and then it should be all right. But I'm going to go have a look at it. I'm taking the trailer, because if I have to bring it back, which I think I'm going to bring it back here, and then I can have a little go at it, and I'll just, you know, see what it, so when I come back, I should have enough time to show you guys the Mariva, and then yeah, we'll have a look, see what's going on. So bear with me. I'm going to go and get it, have a look, and I'll see you soon. Right, okay, guys, I am back looking at that Mariva I told you about, the Vauxhall Mariva with the auto gearbox with the F coming up on the dash. So I went over there, had a look at it. First of all, I took my computer with me, my Autel, plugged it in, had a look at the codes, and it came up really strange. Something really weird was coming up, like both speed sensors was coming up, and dashboard, instrument cluster, a few other like codes really, which just didn't make sense at first. And then I thought, right, well, let me just do a quick clear. I cleared all the codes, and then turned the ignition off, turned it back on again, started the car, and then it let me put it into gear. So I think what has happened is once you start getting to find out a bit more details about the car, how it's been driven, you know, what's been going on with it, it kind of, you know, it adds up. Basically, she hasn't been driving the car. And it's 2010. You know, so I said the only thing it could really be is the battery is really low, and then it's just starting to throw codes, random codes. So yeah, I think that's what it is. It just makes sense, because she hasn't been driving the car. It's not been driven. It's not getting a drive. The battery's not charging. And even when she does take it out, it's not going for a real long run or drive every day. I think she's driving it once or twice a month and stuff like that. It's just, yeah. And I think that maybe the battery, the alternators charging the battery, but not taking the battery's not letting it take a full charge and stuff like that. So I said, look, just go and get a new battery from Halfords. Let them do it for you, and just let me know how you get on. If it comes up again, then we know for sure that it's got something to do with the actual I can't remember what it's called now. Easytronic controller module or something it is on top of the gearbox. So, but go down the route of new battery first, because that would be the cheapest way to do it for her. And then we'll just go from there. So, I've left it like that. It's running, driving. She can drive it. I've cleared all the codes. It's fine now for the moment. And then she's going to let me know what happens. So, when I got back, we had a little delivery. So, we have got the new clutch for the Fiesta. It was outside, waiting for me to turn up. So that's good. Nice new 3-part clutch. Yeah, much better. So we're going to give that a go. And yeah, put all that back together. So that's what we're going to do for now. Whether or not I'm going to have time to do all of it, I don't know. But let's get it. Let me set you up on the tripod. Let me get as much as I can done. And then we'll go from there. I might have to finish it off tonight. And then, yeah, I'll come back in the morning and show you what I've done. But for now, let me set you up. Let's keep going. For now, I've got about an hour or so, I think, left to do. And then I've got to get this downloaded. So let's get cracking. I'll set you up, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, so it looks like I've run out of time. Didn't quite get it in where I wanted to, but it's, you know, I wanted to get the gearbox up into position and a couple of bolts on, but I ain't got enough time, so I've got to stop it there. But you can see new clutch is in plate, new pressure plate, new clutch, and all the bolts are tightened up to the right torque settings. So it's just a case of now just getting the gearbox up into place, getting the bolts in, put it all back together. But yeah, it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. I'll have to go and get some see if someone will give me a hand quickly just to sort of bring it back into place. I hate doing these gearboxes back into place on your own. It's just too it's too oh, it's such a, you're sort of balancing it. Do you know what I mean? You're balancing it on the actual jack and lifting it up. It's so sort of tricky. I'd rather someone hold it from the top, keep the weight, hold the weight at the top whilst I'm jacking it up, so we can put it into place. That's kind of really where I need some help. So I'm gonna have to go and do that. Get someone to give me a hand quickly. There's a couple of guys around and stuff. I don't mind helping me out. But for now, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. So we've done some work on this today. We've done some work on that. I also went and helped another customer out over at Chelmsford today as well. So that was good. But hopefully tomorrow this can be all finished, all back together. And then, yeah, we can move on to the next thing we've got going on, which I think is going to be sort of the Fiat 500, I think, because someone has messaged me about that Fiat 500 and actually want to come and have a look at it. They can't come and look at it until Monday next week, so a week today. So I've got all this week to get it ready. But there's still like a few bits and pieces to do on it. MOT, there is some bits and pieces I want to change as well because I'm not happy with the noise. I've checked the previous MOTs, last year's MOT, and it come up on advisory. So I just think it's worth getting them done. But that's, you know, that's another day, that's another video. Let's get this all back together and as it should. But guys, yes, I'm shattered. That's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. That helps massively. So, yeah, give the video a thumbs up, guys. Drop me a comment if you've got anything to say down below. But, yeah, that's it for today. Take care. See you soon. Thanks very much for watching.